You're you're really smart, Mr. Sam.
Well, I don't know about that. I still
Well,
spent
you
a
know
year in the
so
movie
much
camp.
about it. You know so much about everything. You so much experience as well.
Well, it's in the doing. The more you do, the more you learn.
Mm. You're an investigator.
Well, I was. I kind of lost my license. I'm I'm getting ready to go do some different type of investigating and learn what I can about the library, the different books in the library, and how it all works and makes the worlds kind of bleed together from time to time. What brought you here, for instance? And see how we can really learn from all of that so that others have an opportunity to kind of create their own stories, change their stories.
Mhm. How do you have any? How do you do it? How you have any tips on investigating?
Oh, absolutely. The two biggest things that I find is you have to get as much information as you can. Now, let's use an example of looking for your friends. Getting as much information as you can kind of narrows the field down and gives you a more precise location to look or way to check out leads. Once you get as much information as you can, then you have to really think logically. And this may sound kind of odd, but open yourself up to some of the more challenging aspects of what those conclusions are. I know with the friends being missing, it's still something to think about, but if there's anything that you're wanting any more information on, I mean, let's run through an exercise and I'll show you what I mean. Give me something that kind of baffles you a little bit.
Um, okay. So, there are currently in our world, there's someone who's, trying to take away other people's way of communications, their voices by magical means. He's, he believes that those people don't really deserve their speech anymore because they don't, they're not good for society. They believes that it's time for change. And I don't really, I kind of understand where he's coming from, but the way he's going for it is just not right. And I still don't understand what happened to me to make him so extreme with that.
So, in one of my friends' worlds, there was a loss of voice as well. Someone was also trying to take voices. Not for the same reason, but it was driven out of mostly selfishness and definitely a bit of malice, I would say. I think when one of the biggest attributes of people is being taken away, if there's a reason for it, that may make sense, but if it's not a consensus, then is it really for the good of everyone or the good of the few? Sometimes things that sound like they're for the good of everyone if they're really for the good of everyone, everyone would be for it and it wouldn't need to be taken away. Sacrifice is something that a lot of people are willing to do, but when it's not a point of sacrifice, when it's something that's being taken away, then is it really for the good of everyone or not? With this person who's doing the taking away, you said you can understand why they're doing it.
Yeah, it's the people that he's targeting. They're not the best kind of people. Well, there are people in high places in power, and there are problems within our city. But I think that's not something that we can just solve by getting rid of those people and putting others in their place. I think he's just gonna create the same problem within a few years. I think that's why his method is not right. And those people that he's targeting, they sometimes forget that the people that they're governing are actually people, not numbers. But at home, they're just parents, husbands, wives. They're also people that just are loved by others. And I think he's forgetting that.
A lot of times when people get on a power trip, they forget about people. They forget about things like that. Some of the biggest aspects that you can do is, again, gather the information, narrow down the field, what you're looking for in answers, and make sure that you're sharing that information so everybody can see and have an opinion. One of the things that was often joked about with my group is, with things being shades of gray, there is no real black and white, but just shades of gray. Sometimes we have to accept that what we think is good may not be, and what we think is bad may not be. As you're gathering up information and trying to find out the why, sometimes we forget to look at other aspects of how does it affect people? What do the benefits and challenges mean to the broader picture? Sometimes the answers aren't pretty. Sometimes the challenges are pretty insurmountable, but you've got to keep pressing on and sometimes making harder calls than you ever want.
All right. I I think I understand.
With this person who's taking the voices, do you know him?
Yeah. He's quite close to me, really.
Well, sometimes those can be the harder ones too. I would say the best thing you can do is keep your head about you. Think as logically as possible. And really look at what's the greater good, even though that may sometimes mean some challenging sacrifices to yourself or someone that is close to you. One thing that I can definitely say is if there are consequences, you got to be able to take them, and just know that overall it's for that greater good. The prison system may not be for everybody, but when I broke the law, I knew I had to pay the consequences. So I'm okay doing my time and glad to get it done now. And it looks like just in time.
Yeah. What was it like in prison?
Well, there were times where some of the people that I saw in there, I helped put in there. And sometimes it was a little scary thinking that they could come together and, have at me. There were also times where some of the things that I learned and have been able to help myself with made me kind of remember that once I was completing my time, there were times I won't have to see or think of them ever again. So it can have its scary moments, but there's also an aspect of relief in knowing that there's an end to it. There's something better beyond. And by doing that time, I'm keeping up the aspects of my personality that are the most important to me, which is being accountable to who I am and what I've done. That gives me a lot of pride.
Okay.
I know you're having a challenge taking a lot in. And the biggest thing I can tell you is some of the challenges that you're facing with your close friend or close person who is possibly doing some shady things. Sometimes confrontations can be scary, they can be challenging, but they can also lead to better things for both you and them. I know from experience, sometimes you have to really call it out and let everybody put their opinion to that person. Let them be accountable to themselves and to others. And don't doubt yourself. There are times where you may not feel like you're the main character, for instance, But sometimes the aspects that the main character brings aren't the powerful hits. It's not the magical melodies. Sometimes it's not the bravery and wisdom of knowing when to run and when to stick together, when not to run. Sometimes it's not knowing who you are. Sometimes it's just being aware that there's a dynamic that needs to be honored and maybe even grown a little bit. Sometimes that's the most noble aspect that you can take as a main character, is looking at the group as a whole and how you can utilize everybody's strengths and weaknesses to get the outcome that everybody needs.
Right. So there's strength in understanding what the others can do.
Observation is a powerful tool. Think about your mimicry. I would guess that you have to observe and be able to take in aspects to be able to do it. That tells me already that you've got great powers of observation. You should have some good insights onto different aspects. That already gives you an advantage that someone like my buddy Frankie, heavy hitter, but sometimes he's not as observant on some of the fine-tuned details and picking things up. It's the different aspects, the different strengths and weaknesses that everybody has that you'll be able to pick up on. Nobody else can.
Okay. Thank you. That's, I think I can do that. Yeah. And he's gonna walk towards one of the windows, just gonna watch outside a little bit. There's this crow that lands on the near the window.
Yep.
Just gonna stare at it for a little while. One last question, Sam. You think I can save him? My close friend?
Well, I can tell you that while it may seem that you have to make that decision, you may have to ultimately decide how hard you try to save someone. Sometimes it's not up to you to make that call. Sometimes it's up to them to decide if they're going to allow themselves to be saved or not. The best you can do is try to be as forthright and honorable as possible. But ultimately, even though I say we now can write our own stories, sometimes those stories still have aspects that we're not in control of and we don't get to write. Always have hope, but be willing to accept whatever the outcome is, because with all of our stories, there are still aspects that we don't control. The only thing we can do is react to what unfolds before us. That's the part of the stories that we continue to write.
You see him, he's just listening and nodding. At that point, the crow just flies away.
When I see him just kind of being melancholy and everything, I'll walk up and just kind of clap you on the shoulder and say, you need a little fresh air. I know it's a lot to take in, but I'm really thinking that if we start looking for your bookmark, um, that'll be the first thing that we need to do. With Todd, I know he's a little eccentric and could be a little much, but there's no better place to look than in a box from Todd's. So I think that's a good aspect for us to start looking to see if we can find your bookmark and get you either back to the library, back with your friends, or find your team. Oh, I hope you're not paired with Todd. And we'll start walking out the door.
Just right on his face as soon as you say that, just gotta follow.
You'll follow, and as you're walking across the street, Ave, there's a bunch of pigeons that are sort of following you. They're flying above, like sort of following you. Of course, this is probably like par for the course for you. I don't think that you find that unusual. Sam may find that a little unusual, though. But when you arrive at Todd's shop, it's still under some like slight construction. There's a big sign on it in golden letters that says Todd's Mystery Boxes. And when you go inside, there's a little bell that rings when you open the door, and you'll see that Todd is in some sort of like an apron, and he comes up to you immediately and says, "Oh, Sam! So glad to see you! Thank you for stopping by my shop."
Absolutely.
So, as a thank you to you, your first mystery box is on the house. And why don't I throw in a free mystery box for your friend here, too?
Oh, that'd be great. That'd be great. If you don't mind, we'll have Abe kind of go through and pick first, because he's really hoping for something special.
Oh, I think you'll end up with something very special within my boxes. Come this way. And he'll just take you over to a corner, and there are these 3 relatively large boxes with question marks on them. And he'll say, "Pick a box! Its contents will help you on your way. Free of charge."
Abe's just mumbling to himself. We banned those in our game. Loot boxes are no fun. I'm gonna start walking towards one of the boxes and just...
Okay, pick a number 1 to 3.
2.
2? Okay.
Yep.
You'll pick the box in the middle.
Always something in the middle.
Sure. You'll pick a box in the middle. You will open it up, and curiously, it's an egg, but not like I'm not talking chicken egg. I'm talking like big Yoshi-looking egg. It's a Yoshi-looking egg, but it's ochre, if you know the color ochre.
Yeah.
In shade. With the spots, the spots are ochre.
Yeah.
And Todd will say, "Congratulations! This egg is for you! I wonder what's inside."
Just gonna listen to the egg. Do I hear anything?
There's something inside of it. There's something inside of it. Yeah. I think you need to hatch it.
How? What? You don't even know what I am, yet you immediately think that I can hatch eggs. What the hell, man? That's rude. He's gonna walk away towards the corner, just fondling his egg.
That's very cute. Okay.
Like grumpily watching outside of a window with his egg.
Another satisfied customer. Sam, would you like to take your turn next?
Absolutely, absolutely.
I handpicked these 3 boxes just for you, but you get to pick one. Pick a box, Sam. Pick a box.
With that, I'm going to pull out the green chess piece of pestilence.
Okay.
And as I'm walking from 1 to 2 to 3, see if he has any reactions to any of the three.
Pestilence. Okay, so you put the little eyeballs, googly eyes on the pestilence one.
So I'm hoping to find something
That
that
doesn't make you sick, won't make you sick.
yes, I want to
Oh,
find
okay.
something that does not have any type of like
Diseases in it.
yes.
Oh, okay. Or like random creatures in an egg, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, you'll take the pestilence horse and he'll go to every single box and the horse will just say, "Oh, these boxes are boring. There's
Okay.
nothing sickening about any of them."
Okay. And then I am going to pick box 2.
Nice. Also box 2. All right. You will open box 2 and inside is a very shiny and very nice looking magnifying glass.
Ooh.
Very beautiful magnifying glass. It's like perfectly balanced, ergonomic.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it's a magnifying glass from here, from this world.
Okay. Yeah.
But Todd's gonna say, "Oh, you've picked a very cool item. This magnifying glass will help you see things the way they truly are."
Great. So the first thing I'm going to do is look through it at Todd.
And you'll see him as an eggplant. You'll see him as an eggplant, yes.
And then I want to look over in the corner at Ave and see if I see his true form.
Yes, you will definitely see Ave as... could you describe Ave for Sam? What Ave looks like?
Do you know what a kenku is?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically... so he's a kenku, roughly the same age in kenku terms of a young, 20-ish, 22-year-old something. He has some very colorful streaks in his feathers. Just probably painted in or something because that's definitely not natural looking. And overall, nothing really that sticks out. He's quite average looking. Build as well. He's just an average little kenku.
Gotcha.
And his clothing, maybe. That probably see the difference in clothing as well. He has like a hoodie and jeans. He doesn't wear shoes, but he's just very casual looking. It's like very chill.
Seeing that, I'm gonna thank Todd first, pop the googly eyes off, and as I want to kind of like edge up towards Ave as he's hatching his egg, and just start. I don't want to be like intrusive or anything, but let him know that sometimes hatching eggs could just be an aspect of the goal, and B would be very proud.
Okay, so you leave Todd's shop, and I'm going to say you're going to head back towards your office again when one of the managers of Diamond Eddie's actually comes rushing up to you from down the street, Sam. And he'll say, "Bennett, I was looking for you. I heard that you were back after being incarcerated for a while."
Yeah, just back for a bit, but not staying long. What can I help you with?
So look, I know that you technically don't have your license anymore, but I was wondering if you could do a favor for me, because we've had a sudden surge of thefts over at Diamond Eddie's recently, and it's been bad for the business. I've been telling people that we're not responsible for anyone losing anything while they're at our fine establishment, but these things have been happening for so long, and I wasn't really sure who else to turn to.
Well, I mean, I would say the police would probably be the first place I would say, but I'll give a hand as long as there's a little bit of dough in it.
Uh, the police I've thought about, but I don't particularly trust them in particular. Get what I mean. The commissioner himself was corrupted. I don't care what anybody says. Sam, I trust you more than I do the cops.
Well, I appreciate it. You just keep it on the down low that I was helping, and we'll give a hand. This
Uh,
is my assistant that is helping me prep up for upcoming trip. Ave, he's gonna give a hand on this one.
Nice to meet you. He'll give
him
it a
a hand.
shake. The name's Charlie, he says.
Nice to meet you, Charlie. Yeah, we're
Well,
glad to be of service. And you see Abe's really trying to get into the speaking kind of in code, and it's
yeah.
not working.
You will follow him. Diamond Eddie's is not that far away. You walk there.
Mhm.
Um, and you'll go inside. There's still music playing right now. You can actually kind of see the ventriloquist who was giving his act earlier is having himself a drink. He's got his dummy in his lap during this time. Belinda Screet is over chatting with some other gentleman over at a table somewhere. And I don't think that she notices that Sam's there yet. But yeah, so I think Charlie is just going to tell Sam, so I don't want to waste your time or anything, so just work your magic, and anything I can do to help out, let me know.
Absolutely. So we'll kind of edge in, but be as discreet as possible.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to just look with the magnifying glass,
Yeah.
just, broad looking for anything that stands out right off.
Yeah. So looking through the magnifying glass, you start to see like footsteps, as in like footprints, not footsteps, footprints glowing on the floor. And the interesting thing is, these footprints are very small, like the footprint of a 2-year-old or 3-year-old child of some sort. But they seem to be walking up and down all around the general area.
Ave, do you have with your friends any that's like a small kid?
The moment you start speaking to Abe, you see that he's kind of distracted, and he's looking at the ventriloquist. In the meantime, he's going to throw his voice into the puppets.
Yes.
He's gonna say to the ventriloquist himself, "Hey, bozo, can you give me a drink as well?"
When that happens, the ventriloquist like spits the giggle water out, looking very surprised. He says, "Hey, we're not on the clock," and he just kind of gives it. He just kind of pushes his forehead. We're not on the clock. With his forehead right there.
Yeah. At that moment, you see Abe. Oh, sorry. Were you saying something?
Yeah, with your friends. Are any of them
Yeah.
small like a little kid?
No. No.
All right. I'm gonna show Ave so he can see, if he can see the footprints as well.
Yeah, you can see the glowing footprints around this general area.
And then
And
I want to
it's-
start like just walking along, still kind of looking, trying to be as non-invasive as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Might be Miss Appledoodle. She's a halfling. They have smaller feet. Although it would be weird that she would be here because she wasn't with us, but could happen.
Well, she may be part of your fold-in. It's hard to say. Still could be part of a bigger part of your story than what you think.
Oh, she's definitely a big part of Keith's story, friend of mine.
Well, that could be it. That could be it.
Roll a perception, Ave.
Mm-hmm.
Perception scene. I'm gonna say add a +2 to this. Whatever you
9.
get. 9? All right. What is Sam doing right now?
Still just trying to follow the footprints.
Yeah.
Where they lead. If they're going too close to any of the people at the table, I'll definitely, not every one of them, but one or two maybe, I'll just ask them to make sure they check that nothing's missing.
Yeah, exactly. So it's interesting. The footprints are going pretty much underneath tables, as if whoever this is trying to sneak around. And one of them actually does end up underneath Belinda Screet's table at some point. And if you continue following the footsteps from there, it actually comes back over to a case next to the stage, which is actually a dummy case.
I want to look real quick at the guy with the ventriloquist dummy.
Mhm.
Just with the magnifying glass. Is the dummy?
No. The dummy is I think what we call them is little person. It's a little person.
Gotcha.
But yes. And actually, while you're doing that, Ave, I'll say that at that point, you do see the ventriloquist dummy pick somebody's pocket, like just very discreetly, like pick somebody's pocket and put it into his own pocket.
That's good. Mr. Sam, that's not a puppet at all.
That's great work. My guess is that they're storing some of the goods in that case. All the footprints are leading there. So what we need to do is pinch the fella and make sure that we call out where we think the goods are and just let everything unfold nice and easy. But just in case, do you have a heater?
A heater? Like to keep me warm?
No, like a gun.
No, I don't have a gun. I have shot a sniper rifle before, apparently.
Well, that's even more impressive. I've got this one under control, but just be ready to, if things get out of hand, we're going to take the guy and the small person and make sure they don't get away. Go on one side, I'll go on the other, and we'll confront them.
Okay. I'm gonna follow Sam's lead.
Yeah. You'll approach Simon is his name. And Simon will look up towards you as he's finishing his drink.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch your show. I was curious about it, though. I heard it was really good.
Yes, he says. My audience, they seem to like our jokes. Me and Timmy here. we make a good team. He's a great partner. When he behaves, he says, and he sort of gives Timmy sort of like a little slap, like on the cheek.
Well, how long have you been working with Timmy there?
Me and Timmy, we've been doing this act for years. We've been going from city to city. But this place, I'm liking this place. We'll probably stay here for a good while.
Nice. Well,
The audience here is higher class than some of the other places I've been to.
makes sense. Makes sense. There is just one more thing. I've never really worked with ventriloquists or seen any of the act, but I'd love to hear a little bit more about it. Can you give me some type of I don't know, maybe some type of little demonstration, just something real quick?
Oh, sure. He'll pick up Timmy, and he'll place it in front of him. And I mean, I didn't have anything prepared, but
No,
he'll do like his default, very corny, back and forth banter between him and Timmy. And it looks really like convincing. Like this guy's mouth isn't moving at all, and he's talking, and the ventriloquist dummy's talking in a completely different voice from him. So he must be really good at changing his voice. And Ave is because he's a master at voices. He knows that that's not his. He's not a real ventriloquist. He's not throwing his voice very clearly.
Well, that's pretty good, don't you think? That's pretty good, Ave.
Yeah, it's crazy how different you can make your voice while you're doing that. It's almost as if someone completely different is talking. It's really amazing. Such a skill.
Like I said, Timmy's very convincing.
And I'm gonna, at that moment, I'm gonna make Timmy say something back. He's like, yeah, I'm really just carrying this to you.
And when he says that, Simon looks very confused. Hey, that's not part of the act. Timmy, that's not part of the act.
But did you just did that though? Didn't you? You're the one talking, right?
Okay, Timmy, I think you're misbehaving now. I think we're going to have to put you back into your case. And he's going to proceed to carry Timmy to put him into his case. And he's going to, excuse himself. Nice to meet you, Sam. I'm just going to be on my way, if you don't mind.
So, well, before you go, just know that a lot of robberies happening around here, and definitely something that I don't know that you want to really have anything end up missing.
So, I don't know anything about that, but now that you mention it, I'll definitely keep an eye on all of my things. Okay, see ya, he says as he leaves.
All right, Ave, let's just get him. And with that, I want to pull out my gun and say something like, the jig is up now.
Okay.
And the moment Sam says this, I'm gonna create some police sirens outside of the building, just at the door.
Oh, you'll create police sirens. And at that point, the case will open up, and Timmy will jump out, and he actually will curse, "It's the cops!" And he's just gonna make a break for it. He's just gonna run out of Diamond Eddies as quickly as he can. Simon is in shock. He's like, he has his hands up, but Timmy is outside at the moment. You can run after Timmy if you'd like.
What do we do? What do we do?
Go get him! Go get him!
I'm gonna run after Timmy.
You're gonna run up Timmy. For a person with shorter legs, Timmy, I can actually run really fast, really fast. And as you you burst through the front doors, you can see him cut through a big flock of pigeons that were like just pecking around in the sidewalk, and he just kind of cuts right through them, and all the pigeons like fly off in different directions.
I'm gonna yell towards the pigeons then.
What are you gonna tell the pigeons?
Sick 'em, boys!
Okay, so Abe is going to use his special ability that will basically allow him to summon birds. And they are all going to rush Timmy and start picking at him and attacking and pulling onto his clothes and pooping on him. Mostly pooping on him. Very important. And Timmy will finally fall to the ground, and he'll say, "Uncle, uncle, uncle!"
I'm just gonna push him down a little bit. It's time to accept your consequences of your actions. Yeah.
He's pretty much at your mercy. The pigeons, with the pigeons, he's at your mercy. I'm gonna assume Sam maybe has handcuffs or something.
Oh yeah. Yeah, once I get Simon handcuffed and have Charlie kind of watch over him, tell him quickly that Timmy and Simon are the ones swiping from everybody. I'll run out to go and see if I can help Abe at all.
Yeah. You can run outside. You'll see that there's this big flock of birds that are just amassing all over Timmy, and you can cuff Timmy as well if you want.
Yep. Yeah, I'll cuff him as well. And great job. You see that?
Yeah, I got him.
That's what a main character does.
I did as you said. I knew what my friends could do. They're really good at taking down people. Pigeons are really nasty.
Yeah, pigeons.
Especially if they're hungry.
Oh, yeah. Well, not only that, but boy, they'll tag your vehicle as quick as they can. Don't even try to wash before a long weekend.
Pigeon poo is very dangerous to cars.
Yeah.
Just goes right through if you wait way too long. It's really, really nasty stuff.
I can bet. Well, let's kind of take Timmy back in, and we've got Charlie watching Simon, and turn it over to the cops. Maybe in whatever they swiped, your bookmark may be there. Maybe that's what we needed to solve for you to be able to get your bookmark.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna look through the things that were swiped.
Yeah, you'll go through Timmy's case, and you'll find a purse. You'll find some watches, a whole bunch of watches actually. You'll find like a wallet here, some stray cash here, a necklace, and a ring of some sort, and a ring which Sam knows he's seen Belinda Street wear this ring for sure. But you don't see a bookmark for whatever reason. No bookmark.
Oh, it's all just valuables, really. We should probably return those to the owners.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That's part of the joys of getting things like this, jobs like this. Is it really is about the people who get affected, getting them some type of semblance of justice and things returned, things put back in order.
Yeah. And I'm gonna help with giving everyone's valuables back.
Yeah, you'll give everyone's valuables back. Charlie, of course, will be very appreciative of what you've done, and he'll give you a little something for exactly. Belinda will, when she gets her ring back, she will say, What a surprise! Sam Bennett out of the can and back into the fray. It looks like.
Well, just helping out a little bit here and there. Nothing official.
I heard that you lost your license, Mr. Bennett. Are you supposed to be doing things like this? Sometimes I wonder if you try to help too much.
Well, listen, Dame. Sometimes people need all the help they can get.
Truer words were never spoken.
Just may not be licensed. If any jobs come up, I may take them, but I'm getting ready to go on a trip. Make sure that as you're out and about, that you give the cops as much possible help that you can by keeping things on the up and up.
Can I ask you a question before you go, Sam?
Absolutely.
Do you feel any remorse whatsoever about Joey Rotello?
Ooh, do I feel any remorse about the rattlesnake? I can tell you that there is always someone who gets hurt a little bit more than they've hurt others, but sometimes those things are beyond our control. So I don't feel good about it, but I don't have remorse. How about you?
It's been a year. We were very close. I do miss him sometimes. He's not as bad as what people put him out to be. I don't think he deserved what happened to him.
Well, sometimes deserving's got nothing to do with it. The truth of the matter is, there's always someone worse and there's always someone better.
She'll nod at that, and with that, she'll end the conversation and turn around and head back to the table.
Mr. Sam, if I may be so bold, I think she was totally flirting with you right there. There was a lot of, tension in that conversation.
Yeah, the dames can do that around here, but believe you me, she's no good.
She's pretty though.
Well, I got a friend, Tori. She would disagree.
I've heard a lot about this story. I'd like to meet her. It's like an interesting figure.
We get you back to the library, and pretty soon we're going to have a family night dinner. You and your friends definitely able to join. You're most welcome. We'll have all different kinds of food and regular occurrence for us, but it might be great to have some new guests and talk about some different places, some different things. And yeah, I'd really like for you to meet my friends so you can see some of the things that they've gone through as well.
Family dinner sounds really nice.
We found it's a mainstay. It's something that we're planning to do on the regular. It's not every day you get to have people who really impact you and mean a lot become part of that family. So something that when it happens, you gotta really work to build it, to maintain it, and then just honor it.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Well, I was hoping your bookmark was here, but starting to question whether or not. Let me ask you, when you came here, did the world fold?
I kind of bumped against something that looked like a book, I think. It was really weird.
It's pretty odd that I thought for sure in that case there'd be a bookmark. Thought maybe it was something that would be an easy to find spot, but maybe not.
Could it be in the egg?
Possibly. Are you keeping it warm?
Yeah, I've been holding it this entire time, so.
Well, I think there's a good opportunity that's possible, but I'm starting to wonder if maybe your library is but isn't connected to our library. It's hard to say.
I'm just gonna look towards the egg and just kind of whisper again, "Can you do it, buddy? Come on." Let's see what happens.
Yeah, the egg will shake a little bit, and you sense that it's close to hatching.